Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Gomu Gomu Talk podcast. It feels kind of weird doing this episode again with no camera. Yeah, so I'm having some difficulties. I'm not home right now, so I'm doing this episode with no camera. So I don't know whatever photo Austin's gonna choose of me. It's gonna be. I trust that he'll do. I'll trust he'll do well, but we can
I'll find
continue doing
something.
that after we do the. Yeah. So I'm your host Lyle, and with me is my co-host Austin. Say what's up, Austin.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back, lads.
And if you're not, if you're new to the podcast, this is basically just a podcast where we talk about the weekly One Piece chapters. We talk about any news, what's going on, with the Straw Hat crew, with whatever Oda's cooking up. Um, and yeah, so we got chapter 1172. Um, before we continue, did you want to say anything?
Uh, no, just that our 1 year mark is coming up real soon.
Yes,
Next month.
yes. And you know
Uh,
what?
mhm.
Um, I feel like these episodes have slowed down, but it's because like there really hasn't been that much content at all since the new year started.
Yeah.
Um, but Oda's like, there's no there's no breaks
Mhm.
coming up. Like, I saw that like as of this recording, we saw a the most recent spoilers
Leaks.
came out for yeah, spoilers came out for the next week. I think Oda's done with his you know yearly like elongated break,
Mhm.
especially with Shonen Jump and the stuff going on. I know season two of live action's going on, so maybe he'll
Yeah.
get busy again once that like actually picks up.
I
But
mean, that's just gonna come
um,
out soon, right? I think sometime this year.
I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna come out. Do we gotta? I think we gotta talk about some of the
Ooh.
episodes as they come out because you know what, man, like
Yeah.
some of the they do some stuff differently in the live action compared to the anime. You
Yeah.
know,
I actually
there's some
really
stuff that I don't
like the
really agree.
pacing of the first
Mm.
season. But what I'm excited
So
for is the
is
casting for the second season. Because I know I sent Lyle a few of them, but they already started casting a bunch of the characters for Baroque Works. And it looks pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. I like how a
I'm
lot
gonna
of the
be
characters
upset.
look.
I'm upset they didn't pick Danny DeVito for Chopper. So
Yeah, that is kind of a bummer. But
I didn't want an Italian New Jersey man to play as my boy Chopper. But other
yeah.
than that, man, like I love speaking of the live action, I love the some of the actors they chose, the
Hmm.
casting that you said. I thought like the one for Robin was like I remember when it first came out, everyone was I think people were like kind of like questioning it a little bit. But then
Yeah.
like I've seen some like the scenes she did and some of like the side by sides compared to like the anime and the manga.
Hmm.
Like the one scene where Miss All Sunday, Robin is on the boat and when you first meet her, it's actually so cool. Like how like they've come from manga to anime to live action. I gotta send you that photo
Hmm.
one of these days. Probably like later after this episode. How cool it is, just everything's come to life. Um,
Yeah.
I haven't really seen the others. I think like I remember Vivi. I've seen like I haven't seen any scenes of Vivi, like from like like the trailers and stuff. It's mainly just been Robin. People are
Yeah.
obsessed with the
That is a
Robin
big one.
actor choice. But yeah, it's gonna be good. She's gonna be part of the crew for a spoiler alert to all the live action people.
I think when that comes
Miss
out, we
Austin.
should go over some of the episodes or even just the characters because I'm actually really
So,
excited for the Baroque Works arc. I think the casting for
are,
a lot of like the characters are pretty good.
so are they gonna release them one at a time, or are they gonna just do all at once?
Uh, I believe I watched season one when it was coming out, and I think they did it like weekly episodes,
Okay, okay,
but I'm not too sure.
that's pretty dope. Um, other news. Shit, I guess there really isn't any other news, but um, yeah, let's actually just get straight into this shit, man.
Yeah.
Chapter
So
11, 1172. 1172.
yep.
Chapter titled "The Elbath I Dreamed of." We can start off with the cover art from reader
Yes.
request. Swans helping themselves to Bon Clay's makeup.
Let's see. This
I
I
love
like seeing
Bon
Bon Clay
Clay,
again.
man.
Yeah, I feel like everyone loves
Bon
Bon Clay.
Clay is the GOAT.
Mhm.
And this is, I mean, I don't really know like, I'm like, I think I mentioned this last week, is like, I'm trying to find any, like, um, like Easter eggs in these, like, in this cover art, but I don't really see anything. People are gonna like talk about like, the hats that are on the the swans in the back. I see the straw hat. I see a crown. I see one with like I don't know what the third one is in the back with like the pigtails or the puffballs,
Yeah,
but I don't know what that's supposed to be. But that's pretty dope. I like this. This
pretty
is a good
solid.
cover start. You know,
I want to see who
we
plays Bon Clay in the live action. I think
what
that's
do
gonna
you who do you
be.
think should play who do you think should play Wonka in the live action? If you could just
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I just can't really think of like a real life character who could just capture Bon Clay's energy. You know what
I think it could be Michael B. Jordan.
I mean? Danny
Nah,
DeVito,
dude,
you know.
dude, Timothy Chalamet, dude, just put him on. But no, I don't really know who else who really could capture Barclay's uh charisma on air, but nothing really comes to mind. But no, I I can't wait to see Barclay actually on fucking television. That'd be good. This could be sick.
But
All right, so
yeah, let's just
yeah.
jump right into a chapter. And I guess it starts off exactly where we left off in the last chapter, where, we got a lot of the new giant pirate crew. They're finally heading up. We also got Gabon, Chopper, Zoro. They're with them heading up. And it kind of starts off with a summary of Gabon just filling in the new giant pirates of what exactly is happening in Elbaf. And it also gives
Mhm.
us a reminder, since it's been so long since we've seen present day Elbaf. Even I kind of forgot what happened. I remember like the main gist, but he kind of spends like the first few pages literally just breaking it down. He explains there's three holy knights in Elbaf. Their mission is to capture, I believe it's like 10 or 11 children, and to basically hold them as hostages to enslave the warriors of Elbath. And then he also goes to explain, how they're doing this. He explains how Gunko has a devil fruit, like this arrow devil fruit that she is using to guide the children. Summers has a devil fruit that relates to thorns, and this is preventing them from stopping the children or even touching the children and getting them. And then he also explains how there's a third holy knight, Saint Killingham, who has a devil fruit that manifests the nightmares of the children into real creatures. And that's basically just a long story, like a summary of exactly what he tells them before they reach the top. And then we get the scene of as soon as they reach the top, you can see a lot of the new giant pirates. They just look up to the skies and they see, Saint Killingham's nightmares. I actually really like this spread, but it's so chaotic. It's just a
Yeah,
like, I guess, an overview of, the top of the tree, but you can just see all these nightmares and creatures just
yeah.
going rampant in the
This
landscape.
this double spread is actually one of the two cool double spreads that that Oda did in this chapter.
Mhm.
Um, you see, I'm trying to think. So there's the dragon creature at Nidhogg. There's the I think it was a Fenrir, right? I forgot
Yep.
what the bird is called.
Yeah, we also
We see a
got
Cyclops in the
Cyclops.
back.
We got
We
Nika.
see in the yeah, we got evil Nika.
Mhm.
Um, we have I forgot what the knights. I think they're supposed
Are
to be
they
Draugr,
joggers?
right? Like
Yeah, I think they're
yeah, they're
joggers or something
Draugrs.
like that.
We see the lightning clouds. I think is that supposed to be like a reference to like Big Mom stuff?
That's what I thought. That's like a reference to Zeus, maybe. But
Yeah, to
yeah,
Zeus. I
we
mean,
see that there.
what's the stuff on the top? Like the lion
That's
with the
I forgot what that. what's that term called? What they call those lion with wings creatures? Uh,
Griffin?
Griff.
No.
Oh no, Griffin's like
Gryffindor?
a bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For some reason, I thought like World of Warcraft Griffins, and like I was so sure that they had lion, like it was like a lion, winged creature.
Yeah, I actually don't know what they're called, to be honest. But again, a
Yeah.
lot of creatures just going crazy on the top of the island.
Man, that Nidhogg is looking a little goofy though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
But but it's actually like what's it called? So like right after like on the next page too, like um we see like like he sees Kashi too, right? And he's like explaining like, oh my god, like also like Dory and Broggy are just wreaking havoc still
yeah,
as well. And they're gonna kill Ja Rule. And I just like when I saw this, like I think it's so funny, like whenever I see them, like I just see that they have like zero dialogue and all they're saying is kill Ja Rule.
rule.
Kill
Yeah,
my boy Ja Rule. And it's like, dude, it's insane. Like this is the second time we've seen Dory Broggy in action, right? I guess that doesn't really count like when they killed when they destroyed Kid's ship. But
yeah,
remember the first time that we see Dorian Broggy and Lil Garden, they were like they were getting owned by Mr. Three,
yeah.
and they were getting like frozen in place. And I think it's just seems so funny that like when they're back on the island, like we get to see them in an arc, and they're just getting controlled by fucking emo. It's like so sad. Oh my god. But we see I think yeah we see like the new giant pirates are like kind of just like getting re remission like a reassess of like what's actually just happening everywhere. You know, he also like Roy also says that his brother is being one of the hostages too. I think it's like my first time. Are they like my first time realizing they call him Rodo?
Yeah.
But yeah, like Zoro like Zoro is just like saying, oh, like Dornbrock got mad. It kind of goes into like what like the end of the chapter where he's like, oh, I have, you know, we'll get to it when we talk about it. But Zoro is just concerned what's going on. This whole shit is going crazy. And in the next chapter, we see we kind of get like a map, right, of everything that's happening. We see where everybody's at, first of all. Um, right now, like where all the most of the people, Gabon, New Giant Pirates, Chopper, they're coming up. We see we know the others too, like Luffy, Loki, Zoro, and Kuro. Like they're spread elsewhere as well. But right now, the school is being burnt down. Saul is with the Saul is in the back too. I think he's out of the count.
Yeah.
Everyone's out of the count right now, aside from like Dory Bragi, Ja
And
Rule,
Ja
like they're still in
Rule.
the village. Ja Rule's still in the village. Um, the kids are walking right. They're
Yes.
being controlled by Gunko still. Um, we see I think that's Dory and Bragi in the middle. They're kind of converging in towards the Western Village towards Ja Rule.
Mhm.
Um, So yeah, it's just been like it's just super chaotic right now with what's going on, and everyone's out
Yeah,
because
everybody's
we
out.
get to see the next
Everything is
panel.
spread out. Like they're just kind of trying to figure out what to do because, again, everyone's got different. You know, everyone needs to play a different role. We already saw Rodo and a few of the other new giant pirates um, run towards the children, which is, I guess in this map it's about like southwest. And kind of here they make a plan to kind of split up. We see a few characters go and they go to the school and the library because they gotta put that out. We see characters going to go stop the children, and then we got people to go save Ja Rule because it ain't looking too hot for the giant pirates right now. Like we can see like as Dory and Bragi are making their way to the Western Village, like they're just taking out all of the pirates. I mean the giants in their path.
I
Um,
mean, also like they also just get controlled too. Like once they get owned, it's like it's just more like feeding more to the army. It's
yeah,
just like this is like no point. You know, just let them take Ja Rule. Ja Rule got a big ass sword in his head, and he just.
dude, bro,
But
why you speaking
one
down on
thing
my boy
they
Ja Rule, dude? Ja Rule is
Well, they
holding down
mentioned
the Western Village.
they mentioned someone in this page as well that I do think is going to play a very big role later this chapter in this arc is Brooke.
Mhm.
Like Brooke is just
Oh yeah, that's one of the
Jim Jim
characters that's
Jim
MIA.
Jim noticed it, but it's like Brooke has some kind of idea and then just ran away.
Mhm.
So Brooke is cooking, and we know that like Brooke knows who Gunko is, right? Gunko
Yeah,
also
he has
like had
some
that
sort of
little
relationship.
flashback. And then also, I think it's funny Usopp's like, I never wanted to see Master Dory wrong like that. It's actually crazy. Like I think I said this like multiple times since we started this podcast. It's like, well, this is supposed to be Usopp's arc, and his ass is just tied up this
Yeah.
whole time. He's still gonna be shooting peas by the end of
Yeah,
this.
shooting green beans, bro.
He's shooting green beans by the end of this chapter. We're gonna see Joy Boy hockey. And Usopp is still shooting plants. They're really doing him dirty. But yeah.
Let's see. And right after this, we see I think it pans back to the Western Village. We can see Ja Rule as well as the other giants just kind of seeing the imminent doom that's about to befall them. And here he picks up one of the transponder snails and he begins his announcement. This is very similar to Egghead, where like Vegapunk kind of just, you know, exposed everyone.
Wait, can I say something before you continue?
Mm-hmm.
How big is that transporter snail? That thing is comparable to the size of Ja Rule.
I mean, do you see the other
Have you did you
giants?
did you just notice that? I'm being for real. Like that is a
Yeah,
big ass transporter snail. All right, continue.
yeah. It's about like it looks like about the size of like half the size of like the regular giants. But yeah, he picks up this big ass snail and he begins his message. He starts explaining, and we can see the Holy Knights, specifically Gunko, um, who's also hearing this message, and he basically goes on to explain what happened, 14 years ago with King Harold. How King Harold tried to bring Elbaf into the world government, but he was betrayed, and then how Ja Rule himself witnessed a demon slaughter Harold and the rest of the soldiers, and then
Mhm.
afterwards he also goes on to explain, how Loki is innocent and why he held his silence. But regardless of that, he goes on to explain like, okay, forget all that. The same thing is happening pretty much today. How there's he calls them demons, but the three holy knights have basically come back and they are attempting to take over Elbaf with what the mission that we kind of explained earlier of just taking the children as hostages to take Elbaf. And
Mhm.
I kind of like how Ja Rule just stands 10 toes down right here. He's like, listen up, like if you spare the children, they'll give up their culture, their history. Like they'll let the school burn, they'll let the library burn. But you know, enslaving Elbaf, nah. And he even before he makes his big announcements, he even asked the children to like cover their ears. And I love this scene of Usopp here where he's just like, yeah, yeah, Ja Rule, you tell him. Like,
Usopp is really taking like the biggest L's. Like just the fact that he's like out here just dick riding is actually insane.
yeah. But and I actually really like this last bit of dialogue from Ja Rule. He kind of mentions he even mentions the Harley's prophecy, and if you forgot like what that is, because I kind of forgot what it was, but it was the big mural that we saw at the end of chapter 1138. That big, I guess like mural that was split into the three worlds. But he
Mhm.
references this, and he goes on to say like if the world is destined to be split into two, then Elbaf shall become an enemy to the world government, and he basically just says that they will not submit. And we see the next scene, all the giant pirates kind of just back him. Usopp glazing as always. hard eyes, like.
Ooh, I love the LBF. I love is back. Ooh, and Nami's pissed off. Like, okay, dude, relax. Think of
Yeah,
a way to undo this shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And man, yeah, Ja Rule is cooking though. Like, Ja Rule is spitting. He ends out that speech with like protect the peace that Harold envisioned. It is, and as like everyone's going in to like start to just brawl with Dorian and Broggy, and everyone's like, oh no, like don't get caught between them because you're gonna like you're gonna get control. You're gonna be part of like the whole like Dami Reversi too, and then
yeah,
like this chapter just ends off with Zoro with a smirk in his face saying, "I've got a plan." And okay, so everyone like is like wondering what the hell is Zoro even like thinking, right? I
yeah,
think like the obvious thing people are saying is that like, oh, like Zoro, like conquers hockey should undo this. I mean, that's what I think, right? Zoro
mhm,
conquers hockey, undoes Domi Reversi because conquers hockey is just gonna do everything, right? But I don't think Zoro knows that. Zoro just learned that he has Conqueror's Hockey, just even in general. I don't think he knows the intricacies of like what it can do, right? Unless
uh-huh,
Mihawk told him while during his training, and I guess now that he learned that like maybe he's got something he's cooking up, but I don't think
yeah,
Zoro's smart enough to. I get his battle IQ is like actually nuts too, but I don't know what
yeah.
Zoro could be thinking when he says this. Aside from let me just beat the shit out of them to get them out of control.
Well, yeah, because I think this is probably the biggest thing that people are talking about in this chapter is what is this plan that Zoro has? Zoro is not a man of plans. I've never seen Zoro cook up a plan ever, and even when there is a plan, I've never seen him actually follow the plan that well. So like for
I
him to
think
actually come up with his own plan, I'm actually really curious as to see what it is. And I also think it's something along the lines of like, conquers hockey solves everything, you know?
it is, but it's like who. I guess he was there when did Gabon, like I don't know if I miss if I'm like if I don't remember this correctly, but did Gabon tell them that Conquerors Hockey is what like defeats these guys?
I believe so in the last chapter.
Because he was talking about, oh yeah, like I used to fuck them up back in the day, but that was when but that's what he told Shanks, right? And I don't think the crew kind of heard
Trying
that.
to remember. Yeah, I'm not sure if he did. I would have to go back and see. Um,
But Zoro is like you said, like we can probably count the times of how many plans Zoro has curated and how many times he's actually went through.
yeah,
Probably zero, actually. Now that I even think about it, but the last time I thought, because like I remember when think of all the times we've had like inner dialogue Zoro, right? Okay, he noticed like versus King, right? He noticed, oh, like when the flames turn off, like I guess when I could hit him, or like, but that's like about it. I think that's like the last time, and that's probably the only time he's actually thought of something aside from if I can cut him faster and
yeah.
better and stronger, I win.
No, pretty much. That's what I'm expecting his plan to be. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a bit more intricate than let me just take these guys out, Because again, I don't think he's trying to kill Dorian Broggy, right? Or maybe that's not even relating to his plan at all. But I assume it has to do with whatever is in front of him right now, which is Dorian Broggy. But again, I just don't know what this plan is.
But listen, think about it. The plan. He says that I got a plan as he's taking out the sword. So
Yeah, we could hear like the
the
sound of
chink,
him
chink.
unsheathing his sword, and he goes, "I've got a plan." Which for me is just like, let's fold these guys and then figure out the plan. But
Yeah. Um. Okay, so are we both agreeing that it's probably just beat the shit out of him until?
that's what I think the plan is right now.
Sorry,
I,
I'm
I
like.
really don't know what else he could cook up at this point, especially in this short amount of time. especially because the last thing we
Sorry,
saw
I'm
him
like coughing.
say,
I'm sorry, hold on.
oh no,
Sorry,
you're good.
I'm coughing.
Like
All right,
prior
hold on, give me a
prior
sec.
to him announcing that he had a plan, the last thing we saw him was like as soon as they got up to the top of the tree was his like a little bit of dialogue of he says exactly like you say that Dory and Bragi have gone mad, like basically just asking to clarify that like Dory and Bragi have become demons, and then the next thing we see is the end of the chapter, him saying, "I've got a plan."
Okay, so he's been watching this whole time, like as this thing's been going on. So he definitely thought of something, right? And he knows that if you get between them, like he will get controlled. So who the fuck knows what he's actually cooking up? Listen, man. You know what I think would be very funny if like if he does his plan, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying like I don't think that would be uncanny of Zoro's planning skills for him to just cook a plan and it just completely fail.
Comedic relief in a time of seriousness.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a way that Oda fashion of just putting this as the cliffhanger, no, he's definitely gonna do something crazy next chapter, hopefully. Um, but let's talk about the M. Like I want to talk about like I want to add this to the future episodes.
Yes.
Is we gotta talk about the MVP of the chapter, okay?
Okay.
We gotta get the first. Would it be inaugural? No, inaugural would be meaning yearly, right?
Yes.
Um, the first MVP, the Gomu Gomu no Talk podcast MVP chapter, at least my opinion, is Ja Rule,
Oh
because
yeah.
that dude is out here, like you said, like standing 10 toes down to the world government. Fuck y'all. Come,
Mhm.
if you want this shit, come get it, pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
He even said it like, do not expect. And one of my favorite lines from his speech is, "Do not expect Harold's patience from us.
Hmm.
You really think you can rule us over and enslave us? Who do
Yeah.
you think you're talking to?"
No, Ja
He
Rule
is.
really stands 10 toes down here. Like he is not budging a bit, and I think it's so
It,
funny because like even before he makes his speech, like you see the other giants, they're kind of like they're worried. They're standing around him holding the snail, like feel like what's the plan? Like what are we about to do? And as soon as he starts this speech, dude, this is like what's it called? Irwin Smith, like Attack on Titan, giving the rallying the troops. Because after he gives this speech, we can see all the giants just like the change in energy is crazy. They're ready to fight for their lives at this point.
and and Usopp is out here glazing, dude, glazing.
Yeah,
Listen, Ja Rule is so funny. Like the turnaround of his character from from the where we first see him till now. Because I remember like when we first went to Elbaf, like people were thinking, oh, like Ja Rule is playing dumb. Like Ja
yeah,
Rule, Ja Rule is playing senile. Like he's the traitor of the whole time.
yeah.
But nah, dude, Ja Rule is the ride or die. Like I actually feel bad that I was one of those people that thought that Ja Rule might be the ones that were like betrayed the world government, like the betrayed Elbaf for the world government, because he's out here like actual right at big ass sword stuck in his head
Yeah.
from Harold.
Still,
Still, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Still stuck in his head, and that should he did not get CTE. Dude. He was just been saving all of his brain power for this moment.
for this one speech.
So I just want to give if I was on my computer right. Oh, hold on. I think I can. I think I still
Oh,
play the
oh,
soundboard. Hold on.
let me
Okay,
see.
I'm gonna give the inaugural the weekly MVP of the chapter to.
Give it up to Ja Rule.
Ja,
Give it
give it up
up.
to Ja
Give it
Rule.
up.
Give it up to Ja Rule, huh? Alright. Um. Oh.
But let's see. I guess should we go into ratings then? It was a pretty short chapter. A lot of text, but like
A
content
lot of
wise,
text.
very short. Like
Yeah.
from beginning to end.
Uh, oh, I'd say it's 6.5. For
Mhm.
me, there really ain't really nothing going on. I will say, okay. I will say this. the Jarl's speech might bump this up to a 7
Really.
because to me, I mean, there's nothing. It's just a recap chapter, just to like have a check in on what's going on with everybody.
Yeah.
I do like the things I did like about this chapter is some of the double spreads I talked about, right? Like the the recap of all like the monsters that's going on. We see the three what's it called, the three holy knights,
Mhm.
between Summers, Gunko, and Killingham, which I think Killingham's character looks so fucking cool, by the
Yeah.
way. Um, I saw there's that, and also yeah, that's about it. The reason why there's coins deducted for me is the fact that you're right. Like, there's really nothing happening in this chapter. It's
Yeah.
just recap. Well, the only thing we've learned that's new is that Zoro has a plan.
Dude, I was about to just say that. Yeah, I gave it a 6. Again, I felt like everything that we were told this chapter and that we seen in this chapter is something that we already saw, like, I don't even know how long ago, like 20 or 30 chapters ago. The double spread of all the nightmares, it was cool and all, but like, again, we've already seen this panel like 2 or 3 times since the beginning of Elbath.
I
So
think
it
I
was
think I've
nice to
seen
see
that
again.
panel of I think I've seen that panel of Dorian Broggy like a billion times already.
Exactly.
Being
So
controlled.
like
Excuse me.
I gave, I mean, I was gonna give it a 5, but I'll bump it up to a 6 just because Ja Rule's speech was the best part of this chapter. Everything he said was just kind of like, it just reminded me of like Attack on Titan, like Erwin's speech right before they charge into their death. It kind of gives off the similar vibe of just like, I don't know what we're about to do, but fuck it. Like,
Depending on what happens, like right after this chapter ends, with what Zoro does in the beginning of the next chapter, I hope in the anime this doesn't end on just Zoro saying, "I got a plan to be continued." And if Zoro does some cool ass shit, I want the Ja Rule speech to just music playing in the background. I want this Ja Rule speech to be remixed onto some hardstyle gym song, like
bro,
somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
like,
like Erwin Smith.
yeah, Zora's
Erwin's.
gonna come in like Levi, right after Erwin gave his speech. Yeah, like I hope that's the kind of vibe we get from the episode. But knowing One Piece, it might just end off with "I've got a plan." Dun dun, like to
To
be
be
continued.
continued.
But it was just, again, this was just pretty much a complete recap chapter. Like, literally no new information, just telling us, I guess, what the current day situation of Elbath is, where all the character. If anything, I actually like the map that they showed us of like where everything is, where all the characters are, what is going on, the routes that everyone's taking, and like where everyone pretty much needs to go to stop this mission from the Holy Knights. But content wise, it was like, I mean, literally nothing, absolutely nothing new. I don't think so. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I gave it a pretty low
Um.
rating.
Yeah. Shit. This is a short little chapter. I guess
I mean, that was pretty much it. But this next
that's
chapter,
really just
though,
much it.
this
Oh my
next
god, yeah.
chapter,
So
whew,
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to wrap things up.
yeah,
It's gonna be a short episode because the chapter is pretty short itself. But the as of this recording, the leaks that come out, I don't want to talk about it on this episode. On
mhm,
the so I do want to save it for next episode.
yes,
Next week, whenever that chapter comes out. But I read a little bit of it. The first set of like spoilers that does come out doesn't really make any sense until the long summary comes out. So
yes,
I'm kind of holding my breath onto what's actually happening because everything's still fucking confusing. Um,
yeah,
I did see something pretty cool that's going on, like that Austin did send me on Instagram before too. He knows what I'm talking about.
mhm.
But um, I guess like just to wrap things up, did you want to say anything before I sign us out?
No, just, I guess, stay tuned for next week's episode. because that one's gonna be. That, I
Yeah,
mean, from what I saw, it should be pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, so this has been like, episode 11, episode 35, man. That's crazy as hell. Episode 35, chapter 1172. Next week, expect another episode because, new chapter next week. And then, if you guys made it this far, make sure you guys like, subscribe, give us a comment, all that jazz. Um, but yeah, it's, I guess that's it.
Yep.
Later, boss.
See ya.